Today, we're stepping right onto the diamond to break down an absolutely fascinating matchup that took place at Wright Field on July 7th, 2026, between the Boston Red Sox and the Chicago White Sox. We aren't just going to read a standard box score to you today. Instead, we're going to visually dissect exactly how this whole game unfolded. We're going to look at the pitching duels, the offensive surges, and even how modern baseball technology played a microscopic yet absolutely crucial role in the outcome. If you love seeing how a game is dismantled piece by piece, well, you're in the right place. Let's get right into it.
Right off the bat, I want you to consider this number, 7. That is the run differential from this game. The Boston Red Sox didn't just win this one, they completely dominated with an 8-1 final score. In professional baseball, a 7-run differential isn't just a win, it's a serious statement. It tells the story of one team firing on all cylinders and another that honestly just couldn't find any rhythm whatsoever. Let's look at the underlying numbers that built this massive gap.
Okay, let's dive into this. The difference in offensive production here was just staggering. You've got Boston's explosive offense generating 8 runs from a highly efficient 11 hits. Meanwhile, Chicago could only scrape together a single run on just 4 hits across 9 full innings. The Red Sox were finding gaps, stringing together great at-bats, and constantly creating traffic on the bases, while the White Sox lineup was just completely stifled. And the damage was really dealt in distinct, punishing waves. Boston struck early and hard, putting up 3 runs in the second inning, and then they added another in the fourth just to maintain that control. Then, right when you think they might just coast to the finish line, they delivered a crushing 4-run blow in the 9th inning to completely seal it. Chicago's lone blip on the radar didn't even come until the 7th. Boston completely controlled the pace from start to finish, dictating the terms of engagement. Section 1. Boston's early power surge, the second inning catalyst. So while the first frame was kind of your classic, quiet, feeling out process for both squads, the second inning is where this game just blew wide open. Boston puts up a 3 spot while keeping Chicago at 0. They tack on another run in the fourth, making it a 4-0 game before we're even at the halfway point. In a game of momentum, establishing an early lead like this completely changes how both managers deploy your bullpens and how hitters approach their at-bats. So how exactly did those 3 runs happen? Well, it was sudden and it was loud. With 1 out in the second, Monasterio takes Chicago's starter, Noah Schultz, deep for a solo home run. But the real dagger came just moments later. With 2 outs, that moment when a pitcher is just desperate to escape the inning, Rafaela steps up and crushes a 2-run homer. Back-to-back damage. 2 swings of the bat, 3 runs on the board, and Chicago was instantly scrambling to recover.
Section 2. Tolle's pitching masterclass, silencing the Southsiders.
Now, looking at the starting pitcher duel, it was a total tale of 2 extremes. Boston's Tolle delivered an absolute masterclass on the mound. 6 full innings pitched, allowed just 2 hits, 0 runs, and struck out 6. A perfectly clean sheet. Schultz, on the other hand, really struggled. He got pulled after 5 innings, having given up 7 hits, 4 earned runs, and crucially, those 2 momentum-killing home runs we just talked about. Tolle basically gave Boston exactly what they needed to let their offense breathe.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the secret to Tolle's dominance: pure efficiency. Out of the 91 total pitches he threw, 60 of them were for strikes. That is phenomenal efficiency. When you're pounding the strike zone at that kind of rate, you neutralize a desperate lineup and force them to swing on your terms. He wasn't walking guys or falling behind in counts, he was attacking relentlessly. And that's exactly why Chicago could only manage 2 hits off him all night.
Section 3. The game within the game, ABS challenges and modern mechanics.
In modern baseball, the automated ball strike or ABS challenge system allows players to contest umpire calls in real time. Look at this. Chicago's catcher, Teel, successfully challenged 3 separate ball calls, getting them overturned to strikes. Just think about how those microscopic margins change the entire complexion of an at-bat. Conversely, Boston players like Contreras and Durbin successfully flip strikes back to balls. It's this fascinating game within the game, proving that in today's landscape, knowing the exact dimensions of the strike zone and strategically using your challenges can directly impact pitch counts and extend innings.
Section 4. Chicago's unbalanced offense, a one-man show.
The disparity in Chicago's lineup is honestly staggering. Antonacci accounted for 3 of the team's 4 total hits. The guy went 3 for 4, showing up and doing his job. Perez managed 1 hit, and the rest of the entire Chicago roster? 0. Nothing at all. A complete void. You simply cannot win a major league game if your offense relies entirely on a single player. Tolle and the Boston bullpen systematically shut down 8 of the 9 spots in that lineup.
Section 5, the 9th-inning knockout, Boston's relentless finish.
Boston didn't just stop at the starter either. They grabbed 4 early runs off Schultz, but then they kept pouring it on to the bullpen. In the 9th inning, Boston's offense relentlessly dismantled reliever Eisert for 4 more runs on 2 hits and 2 walks. It is a true testament to a lineup that just never takes an inning off.
And it wasn't just raw power that fueled this blowout, it was incredible play discipline. Boston drew a total of 7 walks in this game. Honestly, my favorite stat of the night belongs to Boston's catcher, Wong. Listen to this. He drew 2 walks, scored 2 runs, laid down a sacrifice bunt, and recorded an RBI, all while only having 1 official at-bat. That is the very definition of hyper-efficient baseball. When your players are passing the baton like that and refusing to chase bad pitches, 8-run games are the result.
Which brings us to the big question I want to leave you with today. As we look at the landscape of the 2026 season, what is the bigger takeaway from this matchup? Is it the sheer overwhelming force of a balanced Boston attack that can hit for power, draw walks, and throw strikes? Or is it the glaring, dangerous reality of Chicago's roster construction, where an entire offense can just vanish if a single player doesn't step up? Take a moment to think about how these vastly different team philosophies are going to hold up over a grueling 162-game season. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack this fascinating explainer. Keep analyzing those box scores and keep asking the right questions.